than 900,000 students every year benefit from Head Start, according to the National Head Start Project Head Start article. This shows a graph of 40 years, or the past 40 years, and how they've increased the amount of students they've had join Head Start. Head Start started in 1964 and is a project to help low-income families start school earlier. You're probably wondering how this relates to you. Well, and it does, because you obviously care about your education, so you're in college, and maybe one day you'll want to start a family. This relates to me because I want to be an occupational therapist and I want to teach kids, but I will teach them different things. Although some people think Head Start is expensive, we should make it mandatory for all kids. Today I'm going to talk about a few things of why not very many people qualify for Head Start, how it only impacts low-income families, and why parents don't want to send them to them. Then I will proceed to tell you solutions, how we should make Head Start a state funding instead of a government funding, how we should make it more available to low-income students, and problems with caregivers and making the caregivers send them to their children. I'm going to now start off by telling you how how fewer people qualify for low income. Trying to qualify for Head Start is very hard because according to the National Head Start Benefits.gov, this is the number of people you have in your household and the income they have to make. So if you're a single mom and a kid, they can only make $15,930 a year for their kid to be eligible to go to Head Start. Now, according to the article titled Iowa Head Start programs may enroll up to 10% of children in the families that have incomes above the poverty line. That means that 90% of the kids aren't being accepted into the Head Start program. So this means they have to pay for Head Start. Children who don't qualify for these have to choose between local preschools or Head Start programs near them. And two of these, if daycares at preschools, to get into daycare for preschool, if you're from 3 to 4 years old, it costs you $165 a week. And if you're 5 years old, it costs $155 a week. And if you're a full-time preschool student, instead of half a semester, it is $5,000 to $8,000 per year. According to Evaluating Head Start, states that are interested in preschool, because of knowledge and more technology advances, students must learn more and more about increasing technology. Schools expect children to arrive ready to arrive and take demanding tasks. We are expecting more out of first and second graders than we have in the past 10 years. It is hard for children to get into Head Start, so the children who don't get into Head Start are really affected. They have to know a lot about technology, and if they can't afford to get into preschool, how are they going to afford to have a computer and to know the new technology stuff? Now I'm going to talk to you about how most people think it only affects low-income families. As I stated earlier, that only 10% of kids get into Head Start. According to Evaluating Head Start, as states struggle to pay for preschoolers who can't afford it, the states are urging economics to make it a priority. This previous statement states that there are a lot of low-income families who do qualify for it, but they can't get in because all the grants are used up. This causes a gap in children going to kindergarten. Some people make it into Head Start, and some people can pay for it, and then there's some that don't get in at all. So when the teachers get to the elementary classes, they have to be able to teach everyone the same thing, and some people have higher education than others. Now I'm going to talk to you about how parents don't want to send their children. A lot of parents don't want to send their children to preschool because they don't think their children is ready for it yet, or because they're not ready to lose that attachment with their kid. According to Spencer Rathis, children who have a secure attachment with their caregivers show no attachment issues. A secure attachment is when distress during leave takes and happiness soothed by reunion. This means that when the caregiver leaves or drops the kids off, the kid is sad, but when they eventually get over it within a couple of minutes, and on returns they're very happy. So parents shouldn't be scared to drop their kids off to daycare or Head Start programs. Now I'm going to talk about solutions to this problem. If we move Head Start funding from a national government to a state government, it will improve a lot of things. First, every state is different and has different regulations. If we move funding from a national to a state, we will make it more easier and affordable for everyone. National governments have high prices, they have to give standards for all 50 states. If we have, as shown in that guideline, people in New York obviously make a lot more than we make here, so it'd be harder for their kids to qualify. So if we move it from a national to a state, then we can change regulations for each state. If we move national to state government if we move funding from a national to a state government, Head Start programs would be more available. There would be more available for the children. If we do this, we could also have each state could have its own guidelines. And if we move national to state government, we'll make it more available for low-income families. Now I'm going to talk to you about how we can make it more affordable for low-income families. One thing we could do is we could offer more sessions. We could offer more sessions because usually preschool is just in the morning and then they're done for the day. We could do a morning and an afternoon session and then have double the amount of people go through this session. Another change we could make is how, instead of when you go into pay for Head Start, you usually do one big payment. Instead of this, we could do smaller payments at once so the parents aren't overwhelmed. Another change we could do is classrooms are rather large at this age, so we could have 2 teachers and have them work on, be separated in 2 different groups and make them have more one-on-one attention. Because studies show that that makes the children more likely to understand if they're in a smaller group and have one-on-one attention. Now I'm going to tell you about how they won't lose attachment with their caregiver. Studies done by the National Institution on Children Health and Human Development state children with working caregivers don't lose the attachment with them. Some show a slight decrease, but most children in high quality and who trust their caregivers do very well and show no overall attachment. This statement shows that there's no reason for parents to be nervous because their relationship won't be ruined. One change we could do to this is by showing parents studies that we've done and show videos of what would happen. Another thing we could do is have the parents have a babysitter for the child where they go to the store or something and work on slowly getting used to being away from their caregiver and make it longer and longer. Now to reflect on it all. Head Start programs benefit if we go from a national to a state funding, if we offer more sessions, and we prove to the parents that they won't lose their attachments. Now, I hope you learned a lot and hope you can help make a change with your kids and hope this education will help your future kids one day. Thank you.